Today is Tuesday, October 8th. Good morning from the Civic Media News Desk. I'm Joanne Krulotz. A Sun Prairie couple is charged with starving their infant to death. 26-year-old Devarius Keys and 21-year-old Taryn Strait faced child neglect charges in the February death of their 23-day-old son. Prosecutors say the pair were mostly feeding the boy almond milk against doctor's orders and also failing to feed him every 2 hours. The Dane County DA's office tells the State Journal it took this long to file charges because it didn't get the case until August, and an autopsy report wasn't available till the end of September. Strait is being held on a $5,000 bond. A warrant is out for Key's arrest. Walworth County officials have identified 2 people who died in a weekend house fire in Spring Prairie. The medical examiner's office says the 2 were 58-year-old Bradley Chapman and 85-year-old Sylvia Chapman. The 2 were discovered on the second floor of the home by fire crews and were unable to be revived. The fire is under investigation by the Sheriff's Department, and the cause of death for the victims has not been released. A man whose body was pulled from Lake Monona last month was from New York City. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office identified the man as 20-year-old Roan Vaughn of Brooklyn. His body was recovered from Monona Bay September 25th, and an autopsy was performed the next day. Madison police are trying to determine his cause of death and how he ended up in the lake. Kind-hearted individuals are asked to be aware of storm-related scam attempts by fraudsters taking advantage of Hurricane Helene and other natural disasters. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Wisconsin issued a public safety alert Monday. To prevent yourself from being a victim of a scam, do not be pressured into making contributions. Carefully evaluate any phone calls, texts, social media posts, or other contacts asking you to donate. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources will restart the process to change PFAS regulations for drinking water. In September, the Natural Resources Board approved a request for public hearings. The DNR wants to set regulations to meet federal guidelines, but the change must go through a full round of hearings and meetings. Legislative Republicans prevented a previous alteration of the standards after the agency used emergency rulings to push for remediation in several parts of the state. A decade after the Flint, Michigan water crisis raised alarms about the dangers of lead in tap water, President Joe Biden is setting a 10-year deadline for U.S. cities to replace lead pipes and make drinking water safe for all Americans. Biden is expected to announce a final Environmental Protection Agency rule today in the swing state of Wisconsin during the final month of a tight presidential campaign. The announcement by the Democratic president highlights an issue, safe drinking water, that Kamala Harris has prioritized as vice president and in her presidential campaign. The rule supplants a looser standard set forth by former President Donald Trump's administration that didn't include a universal requirement to replace lead pipes. President Joe Biden is making a rare jump into the 2024 battleground political fray since ending his re-election bid. He'll campaign today in Pennsylvania for a close ally and visit Wisconsin to spotlight a signature legislative achievement. But as Biden makes a quick swing through the key states, 2 Democratic senators locked in competitive re-election battles are taking markedly different approaches to the outgoing president. Biden will be fully embraced by Senator Bob Casey when he participates in an evening campaign fundraiser in Philadelphia with Pennsylvania's senior senator. But in Milwaukee, where Biden is spotlighting his administration's efforts to replace the nation's toxic lead pipes, incumbent Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin will be absent. If you are adding or changing your Medicare or healthcare.gov coverage during open enrollment, watch out for unsolicited calls claiming to help you find the best deal. Unfortunately, scammers see this open enrollment period as a chance to trick people out of money and personal information. Open enrollment for Medicare runs from October 15th through December 7th for Medicare. Medicare Advantage open enrollment is from January 1st to March 31st, or within 3 months of getting Medicare. Healthcare.gov open enrollment begins November 1st. December 15th is the last day to enroll or change plans for coverage starting January 1st, and January 15th is the last day to enroll for coverage starting February 1st. Selecting a health insurance plan can be challenging and complex. Be on the lookout for common red flags. Be wary of anyone who contacts you out of the blue. Healthcare.gov and Medicare provide legitimate help for determining which plan is right for you. These people, sometimes called navigators or assisters, cannot charge for their support. If someone asks you for payment, it's a scam. You will also need to contact them on your own. They will not call you first. Be wary of free gifts and health screenings. Keep a healthy level of skepticism anytime a broker offers you free gifts or other special deals. Never sign up with a broker who offers you an expensive sign-up gift in exchange for providing your Medicare ID number or additional personally identifiable information. Other times, brokers offer free health screenings to weed out people who are less healthy. This technique is called cherry picking and is against Medicare rules. Guard your government-issued numbers. Never offer your Medicare ID number, Social Security number, health plan info, or banking information to anyone you don't know. Go directly to official websites. If you want to make changes to your health care plan, go directly to Medicare.gov, Healthcare.gov, or your employer's health insurance provider. Contact your employer directly. If you receive an unexpected email about benefits policies, ask your employer about it before you click on anything to make sure it's legitimate. If you are unsure whether a call or offer is from Medicare, or you gave your personal information to someone claiming to be with Medicare, call 1-800-MEDICARE to report it. If you suspect fraud when signing up for ACA coverage, go to healthcare.gov or call the Health Insurance Marketplace call center at 1-800-318-2596. Governor Tony Evers, together with the Wisconsin Department of Administration, have announced over $115 million in grants to local and tribal communities through DOA's Flexible Facilities Program. Funded through the U.S. Department of Treasury Capital Projects Fund as part of the Biden-Harris administration's American Rescue Plan Act, these grants will go toward funding public facility expansion or improvement projects designed to provide reliable broadband access to local communities, including libraries, community centers, and multipurpose community facilities. Grants awarded include $4.25 million to Dodgeville funding, will assist with public library renovations, which will benefit over 12,100 individuals, including those who face above-average poverty rates, as well as significant hardships regarding internet reliability and affordability. Funding will expand the existing library space, including the construction of a children's programming room, a business center, and 4 classrooms with 11 laptop computers. Additionally, the project will offer remote learning support, telemedicine access, and workforce development resources. $4.25 million to Fenimore. Funding will assist with public library renovations, which will benefit over 4,500 individuals, including those experiencing lower than average income, education, and access to technology. Funding will go towards expanding an existing library space with the construction of 3 telemedicine rooms, a conference room, and a multipurpose space with kitchenette. This project will offer all community members ADA-compliant, barrier-free access to improve broadband and Wi-Fi access, multipurpose meeting rooms, more desktop and laptop computers, and private rooms for work education and healthcare monitoring. $3 million to La Crosse to assist with public library renovations and technological connectivity improvements, which will benefit over 30,800. Funding will go toward expanding the existing library space with 3 classrooms, 5 meeting rooms, and 2 computer labs. And $4.25 million to Madison. Funding will assist with the construction of a new public library and imagination center at Rindall Park. The project will benefit over 19,300 individuals, including those who experience a higher rate of poverty and lowered access to internet and transportation. The Richland Hospital and Clinics will host a free movie night at Starlight 14 in celebration of its recent 5-star patient satisfaction rating. The 5-star rating was awarded by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. The score is based on hospital consumer assessment of healthcare providers and systems surveys, which ask hospital patients to rate their care across several categories. These scores were then summarized into a single rating to help consumers find quality care. TRHC's 5-star mark is the highest score possible. The free movie will be shown at the Starlight 14 Saturday and will feature the movie Inside Out 2. All are welcome to attend. Gates will open at 5:30 and the show will begin at dusk. And today is the deadline if you plan to exhibit at the Ithaca School Fair Saturday. Enter your exhibits online at fairentry.com/fair/sign-in/20951.